What's up guys, Kevin Cage here, no time to waste, let's get right into it. This video is an absolute must-see today. So I want to talk about the United Nations announcing a biometric digital ID wallet. Of course, to no surprise, this will incorporate blockchain technology, payments, identity, artificial intelligence, etc. Now, before getting into this, of course, I want to preface some things about Ripple and a little background information before going over that, that buy chip information with Ripple that I released, I believe, earlier this year. That stuff went viral and I had so many messages and DMs, and I kind of just want to clarify some of that information that I put out there. Again, do your own research, decide for yourselves, believe what you wish, and I will do the same. So, right here, of course, on LinkedIn, we have Greg Kidd, the co-founder and CEO of Global ID. Now, why is this important? Why is this relevant? Of course, he's had interviews with digital asset investor and many people and was one of the first employees at the company Ripple. And yes, fun fact, and this is absolutely insane, he owns essentially 1% of the entire float of the XRP supply. All right, and to no surprise, let's see his background and see if he has a vested interest in XRP and the ecosystem succeeding, as you've seen his video interviews saying that he wants XRP to be a dominant asset or a bridge asset in the space for payments. And of course, he always references Star Trek in the future, and satellites and all that type of exciting stuff. And let's just kind of look at his background. So right here, senior analyst in the early 2000s of the Federal Reserve Board, as we know, thanks to him telling us early on stories. When he first heard about the company Ripple at a poker game, he said it was like Moses parting the seas for him. This is, in video interviews, I'm sure most of you have seen it. And also, right here, this is something that is often overlooked. A consultant director at PFG, Promontory Financial Group, LLC. Understand, they are known as a shadow regulator in this entire space. So he came from the Federal Reserve Board, was at Promontory Financial Group, which is obviously in cahoots with some big, powerful entities like Goldman Sachs. And of course, many of the, 400 customers of Ripple are Goldman Sachs backed. They're all connected. All their hands are in every single cookie jar. All right. So now also he was then hired at Ripple as the chief risk officer. All right, navigating all of this compliance. And then I want to go over that FinCEN fine that Ripple got years ago. I think it was a $700,000 fine, just a mere slap on the wrist. It is common in this ecosystem, but I do want to reference that as well. So we understand his position here up until 2015. And now we see him, on interviews and with the folks over at Uphold. It's very, very exciting. And I'm happy that he's still talking about XRP and so excited for the future. Now, right here before we talk about all this biometric stuff. So he's the co-founder and CEO of Global ID. Global ID is the neutral and portable identity framework that allows individuals and entities to securely and privately manage all of their permissions and money, i.e. value. All right, so very exciting. Understand, Global ID eliminates the need for silo-based customer account systems. So just like the Ripple vernacular and talking points, or the verbiage I should say, of a customer, look at the silos. We talk about payment networks being silos and breaking down those borders and making it more so a borderless economy of interoperability. The same concept applies for all information, and that is why distributed ledger tech, i.e. blockchain, and you cannot have blockchain without crypto assets in this case, as we've talked about in the previous video. We need to break down the walls, the borders, etc. So this is very exciting to not necessarily maybe decentralize information, but to much more distribute it and make it a lot more open so everything can work, interchangeably, I guess I should say. All right. So talk a little bit about this. Of course, they've talked about, identification. There's been chip talk as well. Now, before I get into this article, remember earlier this year, I talked about BiChip, the company BiChip, B-I-C-H-I-P, one word. And of course they said, and I forgot the woman's name. Of course, it's on Twitter. If you want to type in like Kevin Cage, microchip or BiChip Ripple, you should be able to find it. It went viral and I just wanted to clear a bunch of information up. I know Digital Asset Investor and some other channels shared it. Just understand, early on, it seemed like they were working with the company Ripple. I believe it was maybe the Danish Navy, and they were working with the company Ripple and integrating payments within an actual microchip that goes in your body. Now, I am obviously, that type of stuff makes me nervous. You guys can have your conspiracies, hate it, love it, etc. I'm just sharing this information here, so don't shoot the messenger. And at the end of the day, It seemed like Ripple more so was just a consultant-like role, because then it was later announced instead of XRP being integrated, they actually started with their own in-house crypto asset. So just relaying the information, wanted to clarify that, all right? And of course, we've seen those video clips that I've shown of employees at that, I forgot the company, but it showed them with a microchip in their arm, and they're using it to purchase food out of their vending machine in their office. Can't make this stuff up. So I want to play this quick clip. Again, this is shared by Spiro. You can follow him on Twitter at O_rips. Just talking about this biometric digital ID wallet. Of course, there's going to be many types of things like this that we see in the future, but I just want to show you what is basically on the cusp right here.
Digital transformation is changing the way we manage our data, our information, our interactions, and our identities online. The United Nations is ready to digitally transform how it deals with identity, with a system to streamline information sharing, daily workflows, access to platforms and buildings, operating across agencies by providing its personnel with a universal system-wide identity solution. Introducing the UN Digital ID, a unique and digital identity for UN personnel from the day you join to the day you part. All of your personal, HR, medical, travel, security, payroll and pension data in the palm of your hand, giving you full control on what you share and with whom. With blockchain and biometrics, the UN Digital ID makes verification efficient, secure, transparent, immutable, portable, and universal. It's been piloted by different agencies and the UN Pension Fund, where they've replaced current manual processes with certainty for who and where pension recipients say they are at any given time. Imagine a regional field officer has just joined the UN. She uses the mobile app to obtain a digital wallet, stored securely in her smartphone and only accessible to her with biometrics. Even better than a physical wallet, she can store all her credentials issued by any UN organization in her digital wallet. She has immediate access to course certificates, travel clearances from UNDSS, medical records from allergies to vaccinations, also making any transfer to another organization a breeze.
This is simply the future. Internet of Things. It will be distributed and be able to be accessible anywhere at all, provided you have some version of private keys. Maybe your actual biometrics will act as that private key. It's just extremely exciting, and this is, the future. And since trends are our friends, we are aware of this, and hopefully we can properly ride this wave by owning crypto assets, which typically, per tokenomics, are owning a finite supply of this entire network. And as the network usage grows, the appreciation of the assets that I'm owning will absolutely appreciate as demand grows. This is why I'm excited.
As innovation transforms the world, we can improve the way we manage our identities online. UN Digital IDs, a building block for digital cooperation, unlocking the promise of the SDG.
All right, and then also sustainable development goals. We know the talks. I don't know if you guys are, anti-World Economic Forum. Completely up to you. I'm just here to try to capitalize off this opportunity, and I hope that I can help some of you guys do the same. Now, right here, I was just kind of teasing, of course, saying plans within plans, but Promontory Financial Group is a shadow regulator in the space. So obviously, I was just setting this his way so we could see it. Just posted this right before the video. All right. So you guys can follow Spiro as well on the YouTube channel. He has 147,000 subscribers. Some of his information is controversial, but I like to entertain all perspectives, and I just cannot turn my back on anything. All right. So next up, thank you, Callum, for sharing this. So very exciting stuff, guys. I'll try to keep this video short and sweet, but there's just too much information going on. As we know, Bitcoin literally just hit a 3-year high, and it just, keeps going, and, huge market volatility, huge opportunity for traders, and of course, rampant with manipulation as always. So right here, Callum actually sharing this. Trump nominates Brian Brooks, our guy, our pro crypto asset guy that is overseeing the entire US banking system, for a full 5-year term as US comptroller of the currency. Now, essentially right here, remember, as soon as he got in the role in April 1st, his office published guidance, or guidelines I should say, for national banks that allow them in the United States to hold custody of cryptocurrencies as well as funds for fiat-backed stablecoin issuers. And he was formerly the chief legal officer of Coinbase. We need more people like him in office to push us towards the right way and hopefully keep up with these other countries as well. All right, next. Roth Economist. So remember, I just showed, of course, Greg Kidd, and he was working, on the Federal Reserve Board as an analyst. He was working with compliance for Ripple, all of this. Now let's just apply this briefly. So Roth Economist, guys, definite follow in the XRP community. Always great information. If FinCEN requires info on all cross-border transactions that are greater than $250, it will be cumbersome and costly, of course, for all these people to keep track of this. But it also might confer advantages to a network such as RippleNet, which is already highly efficient. Compliance, of course. ISO friendly, which is another type of framework, of course, regarding messaging. And Ripple's the only blockchain or DLT based company on that member's body or that governing board. It's all connected. I just cannot comprehend how someone thinks XRP is a scam and, Ripple is a bad company. It's ridiculous. Without XRP, Ripple would not be here, and Ripple is just planning to start beginning to leverage it. I think 2021 is going to blow us away, and it will finally shut up the people that just have not done the research. All right. So already working with FinCEN regulators early on, of course, it's offshore exchanges that will get hurt. Absolutely. Be aware of any sketchy like exchanges that are not fully backed and compliant in KYC and AML. Please be safe. I would hate for you guys to have some money on an exchange, and if you got hit hard, you lose your assets or money, or you're simply not able to access them. All right. So right here, of course, back right here, May 2015, FinCEN finds Ripple Labs. You remember this, just a slap on the wrist. It happens. You guys can also find more information here on XRP Arcade and just go to the timeline and read more about it. This has been covered extensively in the community. Just wanted to touch on this because also Greg Kidd. All right here, these are just some headlines that I go through. I don't always read these articles. Just take it with a grain of salt, at least this one here on CoinDesk. China's crypto miners struggle to pay power bills as regulators clamp down on OTC desks. Well, that happened yesterday, and of course, Bitcoin just kept going. So keep in mind, there's rampant manipulation. There's people that control the headlines as well, so you should not be surprised. Just wanted to go over this. People are very nervous, and I did see Crypto Whale make a good point as well regarding Bitcoin, just a simple retracement and what it could mean for alts. Everybody's expecting an alt season, so you just never know. And he went on to say something like, all greed and hype right now is eventually replaced with fear and panic. Bitcoin just hit a 3-year high. We are in a global pandemic. There's just a lot of things that are concerning. Of course, it should act as a hedge as we expect, but just be safe. I know in this space we're reading so much information. I made a joke the other day saying, yeah, we're all like encyclopedias here, but this market is turning us into encyclopedias, because I just feel like a psychopath reading all day, all night, and just knowing what's coming and just being stuck waiting, essentially. All right. And also, I wanted to touch on this too. Everybody's quoting, Warren Buffett and Rothschilds, all these, big names, saying, be fearful when others are greedy, be greedy when others are fearful. But they throw that phrase out the window when it matters most, because once Bitcoin starts going to, 18K and passing it, everybody starts FOMOing in. They act like there's some professional investor, and essentially it just takes time. It is a master of psychology, and I'm still a work in progress trying to lead by example. Okay. So next up, just wanted to talk about this Crypto Whale sharing this, and we always have to question their motives. Banks are not in business to make everyday people money. Please understand that. They're for profit. They're as greedy as it gets. Citibank released a report yesterday saying they predict Bitcoin will hit $318,000 by 2021. This is the same bank that urged people to sell Bitcoin when it was trading under $400 in 2013. And yes, we already know, we have proof that even Fidelity and these institutions were purchasing Bitcoin even in 2015. So question their motives, please. Don't be naive. When the news puts out a bullish video, it's not in your best interest ever. All right. You got to be a little contrarian in this space to survive. It's not like you're in the 70s. You can read the newspaper, find a good company with fundamentals, invest, and be wealthy in 5 years. That's not how this works. You got to be smarter and think ahead of the curve. Right. Also, new partnership. This is Panda Ripple XRP, who was also at Swell 2 years ago. Malta-based, another financially or friendly jurisdiction-based financial institution, Paymix, which provides payment services and e-money products, is a RippleNet partner. And also, I'll go over the article so you guys know I'm not just making it up. There's a statement stating that Paymix is active in XRP. Does that mean on-demand liquidity? I'd assume so. So we can go right over here. And this was originally shared here by crypto_narcissist, and just going over the same type of thing. So this is a B2B product owned by Finance Incorporated, which handles 60 currencies centered around the euro. Very nice. And interestingly, Paymix is part of RippleNet, active in XRP, and the Euro XRP trading pair is possible, of course, with on-demand liquidity or another product of the same company. Very exciting. So we can see Ripple on their website, specifically also with MasterCard, Visa. I was talking to a guy the other day talking about, MasterCard and deep connections as well. So maybe I should do a deep dive again on that as well. All right, now we can go right on their website. This is just paymix.pro. And as we scroll down, we can see right here, Paymix is part of RippleNet and active in XRP, international payments. This is the absolute future. Just understand that when volume starts coming, I'm not saying anything bad. I'm ignoring these temporary price swings. I will get excited if we pass 50 cents, but I think the biggest regret is, people are just going to sell too soon and they're just a little myopic with what this space really is. This is not going to be some $10 asset. It's all or nothing in my opinion. All right. I'm not doing videos every day like a maniac because I kind of believe in cryptocurrency. I'm all in. Also, if you do not yet have your own crypto domain set up to receive all kinds of crypto, XRP, Ethereum, QNT, ADA, etc. to a single wallet address, for example, mine is kevincage.crypto. As you can see in the top right corner of the screen, it's just a single email to receive all my cryptocurrencies instead of using a confusing, address that looks like a long serial number at the end of the day. Be sure to get started using the link in the video description. Unstoppable Domains, as we know, is part of Ripple's Open Payment Coalition, and I'm supporting them any way I can. And the good thing is they're getting some very wide-scale adoption. Of course, they're already integrated with Coinbase as well, working with Twitter and Chainlink and Oracles as well. Right here, you can see my name is confirmed here on Twitter. I own several domains, but my main one is kevincage.crypto. I also have 2 for sale just for fun. So links are in the video description. I know most of you are already good to go, but I still definitely recommend exploring this option at the very least if you have not already. See you in the next one.